I'm Dr. Vanita Rattan. I'm a doctor, but I'm also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is what should the correct skincare routine be when you work out. That's for before you work out and after you work out. So for somebody like me, I tend to run. I tend to road run or run in the park, and I have UV hitting my skin. I have wind, I'm sweating. Salt is essentially dehydrating my skin. Those would be my skincare concerns. Somebody else may say, actually, I break out more when I run, because when you run or you sweat, you are opening up your pores, your blood vessels are dilating, you are sweating, and you are clogging up your pores. So actually, there are lots of different things that can go wrong with your skin when you exercise. The other common one actually is if you have rosacea. Every time you heat up, whether it's from chili food or from running or exercising, it can leave you with redness on the skin, erythema that can be prolonged and leads to chronic erythema or rosacea. So today's video, I really want to break down the most common things that can happen with our skin, what the correct skincare routine should be, my favorite products, and then the mistakes that get made when it comes to skincare and exercise. Unfortunately, it's something that we don't discuss enough, and actually this is something that I wish we talked about at about 10 or 11 years old with our children when they're at school, actually, because this is where it all goes wrong. They tend to go and do their PE, their exercise, and then they just, you know, they just put on their uniform and carry on with school, which actually they should all have a skincare routine by about 11 years old. This is when they're starting to get oily skin and break out. So let's see how we can fix this situation. If that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. Let's dive right in. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes I see being made in the gym is people wearing their makeup in the gym. Now, I can understand why, you know, at the end of the day, when you say you've been at work all day and then you go to the gym, you know, it's effort to take your makeup off before you go to the gym. But if you are prone to acne, then it really is essential, because you're basically opening up those pores and then you've got gunk on your skin, which just makes it a lot easier to block the pore. And once you block that pore, you've created an anaerobic environment, no oxygen in that pore, which is basically where P. acnes bacteria loves to breed, and it will lead to breakouts on the face and on the body. So number one rule really is to wash your face, you know, take the makeup off, not using makeup wipes, because that doesn't really clean the skin, it just moves the makeup around. It looks satisfying because you're looking at the makeup wipe thinking, oh, it's all off, but actually it's just like further in your pores. So you do actually want to double cleanse your face. If you have a full face of makeup like I have right now, I would never go to the gym like this. You know, you would double cleanse your face and then you would go to the gym. So let's start off with pre-gym or pre-workout. What should you do? Wash your face. Whether it's, for me, I tend to exercise first thing in the morning. I tend to get my kids ready for school, take them to school, and then I'll go to the gym or I'll run on the road. Either way, the first thing I've done with my skincare is my Micellar Gel Wash, followed by my SPF50 mineral sunscreen. Now, what I would say is, if you have oily, acne-prone skin, wash with your salicylic acid wash. Something like the Inky does a great salicylic acid wash, followed by your non-comedogenic SPF. Ideally, with acne prone skin, you probably don't want to wear a thick moisturizer and then sunscreen, because that's also going to clog the pores. You're probably going to want to just go with a sunscreen, which is quite hydrating too. If you have oily skin, I tend to say use Neutrogena Sheer Zinc. If you have dry skin or normal skin, then Inzincable, which is what I'm wearing right now. They're both mineral sunscreens. They're both SPF 50. They're both nave safe. It's just that Sheer Zinc would leave you more with a matte finish. It does have more of a white cast. Inzincable has no white cast, but it has a dewy finish. So I wouldn't recommend this if you have very oily skin. I would also say wear your cap when you go running or exercising, especially if you're outdoors. skincare doesn't just end on what you put on your face. It's also how you protect your skin from direct UV, which you absolutely do not want, because when you're running, it's salt water that's actually also disintegrating your SPF50. And so you want that extra layer of protection. So I always wear a cap when I run, and I would absolutely recommend you do the same thing. I also get asked about actives. Should you be wearing ingredients, skincare ingredients, actives on your skin before you exercise? I would say if you're exercising in the morning, then there's no point. If you're exercising at the end of the day, then you might want to wear your UV stable antioxidants in the morning. So things like niacinamide or your vitamin C derivatives. So just pay attention, because for me, for example, first in the morning, the most important thing is I've taken the kids to school and I've put on my SPF50, which has niacinamide in it. And that's enough, because after the gym is when I'll do my proper skincare routine. If, however, you go to work all day, then you want to have your antioxidants on all day and then wash your face and then go to the gym. So that would be my answer with actives, because honestly, when you're sweating, all your actives are going to come off, and you want to keep your actives on the skin for as long as possible. The one thing people tend to miss is their SPF50 lip balm. So I really like Ultra Sun's SPF50 lip balm. Because your skin on the lips is actually the thinnest of the whole face. It's about 3 to 5 cells thick. This is why our lips hyperpigment very quickly for skin of color. With us, even if we drink a hot drink or we burn our lips or UV hits our lips, the pigmentation darkens. And that's because we're not protecting our lips from the surrounding environment and assault on our skin. So please don't forget your SPF50 lip balm, especially when you're exercising. Now, what happens post gym workout? So imagine you've been exercising and now you are sweating. Sweating is just salt water. Now, if you remember back to your biology and chemistry, water, because of osmosis, you've now got a concentrated salt solution on the face, and water, you'll get increased transepidermal water loss. Water will essentially be drawn out of the skin because of that gradient. And so what we want to do is basically wash off the salt water from our faces, and we need to rehydrate the skin. Everything tends to get worse with salt water on our skin, and this includes sea salt. So rashes will feel more sore after you've exercised. Acne and inflamed acne and open pustular acne will feel more irritated after exercise. Rosacea is worse after exercise. Even melasma can look darker after exercise, because with melasma, if you are essentially removing water molecules from the epidermis, those skin cells compact and those pigmented skin cells then look darker. That's not even to say that you've been outside and UV has actually made the melasma darker. I love exercise. It's essential. It's essential to keep us young, our muscles young, our skin young, but actually the immediate impact of having salt on the skin is something that you want to be aware of, because it's something that we can do something about. So the number one thing you want to do is to cool the skin down. We want to, and clean the skin. So you want to run your face or body under a cool or cold shower. Now, I tend to use the plunge pool first, so that what that does is basically it closes up. It's great for any inflammation of muscles and joints after I've run. So I'm now 37, and I know that if I've run for half an hour, my left knee will ache because I had an injury 20 years ago. And so the first thing I do is have a freezing cold shower and then jump in the plunge pool in order to prevent any pain of muscle or joints the following day. But actually, in doing that and having the cold shower first, I am washing off the salt water from my skin. I'm minimizing my pores, and I'm removing any clogging of pores. So actually, many benefits happen by having a cold shower and then freezing plunge pool. I would then say you want to then use a toner that is hydrating to the skin and soothing to the skin. So something with green tea extract in it, aloe in it, and niacinamide to help with all the issues we've already discussed. It's good for acne, it's good for rosacea, it helps strengthen the skin barrier, reduces sebum production, and it's an antioxidant. So it has many benefits. So niacinamide is actually a fantastic ingredient to use after the gym, plus humectants. So humectants, don't forget, are your water magnets, things like sodium hyaluronate, That's the most common one, and glycerin. So I basically researched some of my favorite toners. So Paula's Choice Earth Source Toner is one of my favorites because it has all the ingredients we just discussed. CosRx Centella Water. And the third one is Colloid C Anti-Redness Toner, which has aloe in it plus beta-glucan in it, and both soothe the skin, and that's from Face Theory. So those three are my three favorite post-gym toners. When it comes to moisturizers, it's likely you're still going to be hot. Actually, even if you've had a cold shower, it does take a little bit of time for our core temperatures to reduce. And so I would probably opt for a lighter gel-based moisturizer, even if you don't have oily acne-prone skin. So something like Face Theory Super Gel, I love. I tend to wear that especially for the week in the run up to my period when I know I'm going to get a spot. So I cyclically change my skincare every month in the week leading up to my period. I think I'm going to make a video for you on my normal skincare routine and how I change it basically on a monthly basis. The other one I really like actually is Biossance Squalene and Probiotic Gel Moisturizer. I was really impressed actually with this particular product, and I have not investigated this brand. I just went through the ingredients. If you want me to do a full deep dive investigation into Biossance, can you let me know? Because I'm quite excited about this particular brand. As you know, none of my videos have ever been sponsored and they will never be sponsored. This is purely a reference library for my Skin of Colour family globally. The other one, then after this, you need to go into your mineral SPF50. The reason I like this is because zinc oxide is anti-inflammatory and it has lots of benefits for the problem skincare issues. Things like melasma, things like acne, things like rashes, sensitivity, dermatitis, all these things, or sensitive skin, damaged skin barriers, literally, you know, every major issue that we deal with, mineral sunscreen is likely to be a better option for you than chemical. So don't forget to end your skincare routine with your mineral sunscreen. So all you need to do is look for a sunscreen with the word zinc oxide in it as the primary ingredient. It tends to be anywhere from 12% up to 20%, and then you know it's a pure mineral sunscreen. So the two that I've already discussed, one is Neutrogena Sheer Zinc and also Dr. V Inzincable, which is my brand, and that's specifically for skin of colour with no white cast. Now, I would also say you want to get out of those clothes quite quickly, right from your underwear up to your new clothes. I wouldn't go back into the same clothes again because bacteria and fungus love to thrive in a warm, damp environment. And that is just not fun for anybody. So let's just make sure you always have a new change of clothes, and ideally if you can have a quick rinse, that really is going to be your best bet, especially in those in the puberty years. So in those teen years, it really is a good idea to have a quick rinse and new clothes, because this is really when acne starts to break out on the body as well. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. I've just created a private Facebook group. There are a few questions you have to answer to get in, but I'm sure you'll all be fine. It's called Dr. V Inky Hackers, I-N-C-I, Hackers. You can follow me on Instagram now. I've changed it to Dr. Vanita Rattan, or Skincare by Dr. V. There's two of them. And then also you can follow me on TikTok, which is also Dr. Vanita Rattan. Don't forget, I'm in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single video. Don't forget to download your free guide for Skin of Colour down below too. And let me know which other videos you want me to make for you. Thank you.